get you down and you're feeling lonely when you can't find your truth or find your center. There are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here.
Good morning. Welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan, and it is my distinct honor and pleasure to serve this beloved community where love lives here. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Neil. Hey, Mike. Hey, Pat. Good morning. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Mom. I think there's a few more of you there. Yeah, good morning. Come on in. Welcome. As you're going ahead and coming on in, I want to welcome you to our Sunday morning celebration here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, coming to you live from my living room, as well as live from Johnson Hall this morning. Jubel's in Johnson Hall. You'll see a very familiar thing there that might bring some of you some joy and comfort. So that's super exciting there. So it's great to have you all with us as you're coming in and you're joining in this morning. Don't forget to, if you are watching us on Facebook, to to share us and start a watch party and use the hashtags WeAreCSL and hashtag Love Lives Here. It is great to be with all of you this morning. We welcome all of you joining us on YouTube on the big screen as well. It's great to see you here this morning. So without further ado, let's just start our morning off singing and dancing and shaking and grooving. The band is with us this morning, so here we go.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I've got the band with me, and we're in a new spot. So here we go. 2, 3, and I wake up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Sing with me, here we go. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know that you are. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive.
Good morning. I'm Allison, Barrie, one of the licensed spiritual practitioners at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. So happy you're here. So please join me in this morning's invocation. I invite you, if you are comfortable, to close your eyes, center in, center down, tapping into the inner stillness within, that secret space of the Most High God. What I do recognize and know is an absolute, enduring spiritual truth, and that is that there is only God. God is the one presence, the one power, the one source, the one infinite intelligence that flows in, through, and as all of life. It is everywhere present, a unified field of God consciousness and awareness upon which we are fashioned and formed. What I know about this beautiful God presence, it is that it is enduring love, deep, pure agape love, and it is peace, wisdom, and joy, unspeakable joy. It is beauty and grace, wholeness, opulent supply, limitless and boundless in its expression. And of course, it is so much more than these words can express. It is a presence and a power of good, the first cause of all life. And because I do know absolutely that there's only one, I know I'm inseparably one with the one, and so too is each and every person within the sound of my voice, and indeed all of life. We are unified in this God consciousness, and how magnificent that is to embody. So as we come together this morning, we are keenly aware of who and what we truly are, unique, beautiful, radiant expressions of the Most High God. I know absolutely that this gathering unfolds with perfect grace and divine order, that indeed the music that is brought forward is in perfect harmony. It is the music of the spheres. I know that every word and prayer that is spoken is perfect and right, and that each and every one of us is indeed open and receptive to truth, to beauty, to our connection, to love, to the self-givingness of spirit, to indeed something that absolutely sparks us from deep within. And indeed, transformation, healing, a great aha takes place for each and every one of us that emboldens us along this journey, that indeed enlivens us in a deeper awareness of our God consciousness. So I do know all is in divine order. I do know that all is well, and I lovingly let this be so. And together we say, and so it is.
All right. My God is so good to me. If you know it, sing along. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. My God is so good to me. I know you know it. Here we go. Feeling good down to my soul. God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. Feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. My God is so good to me. When the day is over, God is so good. When the day is over, God is so good. When the day is over, God is so good. My God is so good to me. Let's do one more. Here we go. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. My God is so good to me. My God is so good to me. My God is so good to me.
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Jabel. Thank you, Allison. It's beautiful to see you there with this with the stained glass behind you, Jabel. It is gorgeous. So yay. Thank you. So let's start off this morning with our focus statement, really feeling and embodying it as we share this statement together. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Let's do it one more time. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I want to thank Neil, who is monitoring the chat today. And so if you have any questions or anything there, then go ahead and populate them in there. Or if I ask you questions, Neil will be responding to you. And so you'll see it as Neil Hayner, RSCP. He's right there. So there we are. Yes. Good morning, Letty. Yes, it is such a blessing to have your son, Manny, with us. It's such a joy, such a blessing. So thank you. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Jabel. So this morning we are in the second week of September, and here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide this year, we are working with the theme 2020 Spiritual Vision. Yay, I got it right today. That we are working with the theme 2020 Spiritual Vision. And the theme for this month is Facing the Fear. Facing the Fear. Fear is something that we don't always talk about, right? You know, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, or, you know, some folks, they feel uncomfortable talking about the fear, where we somehow feel comfortable living in fear, maybe, but very rarely do we want to really talk about fear. And so this whole month we are talking about fear, but we're also talking about faith. And today we are having a discussion. We are talking about a question of faith. So what does faith have to do with all of this. And the question is a question of faith. A question of faith is what I have for you this morning. A question of faith. So here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we teach something called the science of mind. Science of mind. Now, this is one of those things that me personally, I have to really look at what this really means for me, and I have to make sure that I am framing it and that I have framed it in the proper way for me to wrap my own head around this. So, science of mind, if we look at those words together and we look at those words individually, a science is a systematic study of something that includes the laws of operation or general laws of operating. So the systematic study of something where there is applied law that is operating, okay? Mind is consciousness. Mind is consciousness. So if we look at science of mind, what it is that we actually study here, what it is that we actually teach here is a study, a methodical, systematic study of consciousness and the general laws operating in consciousness. So let's say that again. So what it is, when we look at science of mind, what that is it's a systematic or methodical study of consciousness and the laws operating within consciousness, the inherent laws operating in consciousness. Frequently, we hear at Centers for Spiritual Living, we'll hear the phrase, we don't teach you what to think, we teach you how to think. We don't teach you what to think, we teach you how to think. Because what it seems to be is if we're teaching you what to think, then that's really indoctrination, right? That's really indoctrinating somebody, and we're going to tell you that this is the way, this is the only way, and you need to believe this way. That is more a place from indoctrination, right? That's where the dogma comes in. You must believe this way. I'm going to tell you what you need to think, what you need to believe, right? That is not what we do here at Centers for Spiritual Living. We don't teach you what to think. But then the phrase comes in frequently, but rather than teaching you what to think, we teach you how to think. And I don't think that that's necessarily true either. Because I'm not teaching you how to think. That is really quite presumptuous. What I think that we do here at Centers for Spiritual Living, as I've been contemplating this, what I think that we do is we invite inquiry. We invite possibility. We embolden people to live their highest potential. But the way that we do that is through inquiry. We apply a scientific method, if you will, to our lives, right? We have something called spiritual mind treatment, or it's a scientific prayer or a methodical approach to prayer, right? And we teach you that tool, but it's not a teaching you how to think. It is inviting an inquiry into spirit. It is an inviting from a scientific methodological perspective, perhaps, of what do? We have a question, we come up with a hypothesis, and then we test our hypothesis by coming up with a series of experiments. And when we come up with a series of experiments, we see the results from our experiments, and either the results from our experiments support our hypothesis or they don't. And if they don't, then we have the opportunity to change the hypothesis, to rethink about the hypothesis of the way things work. Or we have an opportunity to look at and pose a new question, pose a new thought, and move from there. So what it is that we really are inviting here at Centers for Spiritual Living is we're inviting a curiosity. We're inviting a questioning. We're inviting an inquiry. And what are we inviting an inquiry into? We're inviting an inquiry into consciousness. We're inviting an inquiry into and a curiosity about consciousness, about self-awareness, about self-reflection. So one of the things that we do here is we ask the question when we are examining our lives, when we're looking at our lives, when we're looking at a situation, whether it be a personal situation or a global situation or a national situation or a local situation, we look at this and then we can begin to ask the question, a question of faith. We begin to ask the question, what do I believe about this? What do I believe is going on here? And why do I believe it? Because what we believe about something is our thoughts and our feelings and our experiences combined to create a belief about something. So if we believe that the sun will shine tomorrow, today, right? How did that belief come to be? Well, we've experienced it day after day after day after day. We've begun to experience that, okay, every morning the sun rises and at night the sun sets. How did we come to believe that electricity works? Well, we plug something in, we turn on the switch, and all of a sudden there's light, or the fan is working, or the AC is working. That there's a constant demonstration, there's a constant reinforcement, that there's a questioning first, and then there's an experimentation, and then there are results. Right? Then there are results that occur. And based on those results, we begin to form opinions, we begin to form the idea that, this works. Okay, so if this works, we begin to trust that it works, and it works consistently, then we begin to trust that it will always work. And so then it is a matter that we are building faith. So it is through our demonstrations that we actually are building our faith. So when we do our affirmative prayer, when we do our scientific method of prayer, when we do spiritual mind treatment, what it is it is a practice of building faith. It is a practice of building faith. So every time we pray affirmatively and we see a manifestation or we see a demonstration, or in other language, our prayers are answered, because we have approached this from a scientific perspective, what it is, or a methodical perspective, right? What it is every time we see that demonstration, it is proof to us, it is proving that the law works. That the spirit, as Neil says there, the spiritual principles are reproducible, they're predictable, and they're testable, right? So what we're doing is we're proving to ourselves that it works, that this law of the universe works. And so when we know that it works with our princes, palaces, and parking spots, or for some of you, princesses, palaces, and parking spots, when we prove to ourselves that it works, we begin to establish this pattern, we begin to establish this rhythm of faith and of trust. And so by doing so, we expand our consciousness, we expand our knowledge of the way the universe is working. And so it does not matter whether we have faith that the universe will demonstrate a job, a relationship, a partnership. It doesn't matter what the subject is. We know that there's this universal law that is always working, and so then we relax into that. We rest into that, trusting the law of spirit the same way we would trust the law of gravity. I don't wake up every morning thinking, I wonder if I'm going to float off the planet this morning, right? I never question that I'm going to be anchored here on planet Earth unless I get in a hot airplane, and even then I'm still bound to Earth, right? I never even question that because it is such a natural part of law. It is such a natural way of being that here we are. So the invitation that I have faith in gravity, I have faith that gravity is going to keep me tethered to the planet, that I'm not going to float off into space. So I have faith in that. So what is it that you have faith in? Where have you been placing your faith when you see things occurring on TV or around us or in our own lives? Where are we placing our faith? So the opportunity here is to go deep and go within and begin to question, begin to have that self-inquiry, that self-awareness, to begin to question. It's like, I'm really not enjoying this experience. What is it? Where is it? What do I believe about it? And where did this belief come in? Where did I begin thinking that this is the way things are? Where did I begin thinking that this is the way things may always be? Where did I begin thinking? What experiences have I had that have proved this true to this point? What feelings did I have that combined with my thoughts and combined with my experiences have led me to actually have a faith in lack, scarcity, not enoughness, that led me to have a faith in fear, doubt, worry. So there's an invitation for the inquiry, because what we are wanting to do is we are wanting to shift out of whatever experience we may be having that we are not enjoying, that is not life affirming. We are wishing to have a different experience. And what we know is what we can do is we apply this methodology, we apply this tool of, all right, so I'm going to shift what happens here. I'm going to make a shift in my life. So I'm going to test it out. I'm going to reframe. I'm going to understand where this is coming from and what do I know that, it's not about scarcity, it's about abundance. It is about the ever-givingness of life to itself. It is about spirit maintaining and sustaining its beloved creation. That this is the truth that I know, or this is the hypothesis that I'm going to come up with, that actually this is the truth, because I don't know if it's truth with a capital T yet, because I haven't yet tested it out for myself. But I'm going to place it into this method, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to affirm prosperity. I'm going to affirm abundance. I'm going to affirm the ever-givingness of life. I'm going to affirm that nothing is ever withheld. I'm going to say, what if that's the truth rather than what I know my experience to be? What if there's a higher truth? That's the question of faith. What if is the question. What if? What if? And then we have the opportunity to experiment. We have the opportunity to see, by following this train of thought, by following this hypothesis, by questioning it and experimenting with it, then we have the opportunity to see the demonstration of it. And as we demonstrate it, as it's demonstrated, as things manifest, as things begin to change, we see a shift. We experience a shift. It's like, all right, that worked this time. Let's do it again. And again, and again, and again. So this method that we use here to change our own lives, this method of inquiry that we use, can also be used to shift the consciousness, to shift the larger in our community, in our city, in our nation, and in our world. Because we can apply the same question. So how is it that things got to be this way? What beliefs do we hold collectively as a people based on our thoughts, our feelings, and our experiences? What beliefs do we hold as a society that then have resulted in what we are experiencing collectively? And if we want to shift what we are experiencing collectively, then the process is the same. We have the opportunity to inquire, to form the hypothesis that there is another way, that we do not buy into that idea of it's always been this way, so it's just the way it is, I can't do anything about it, because we know that we can. And it starts by being curious and expressing the curiosity and saying, what if our country lived up to its highest ideals? What if? What might that look like? What might our society look like? What might that look like for me as a person? What might that look like for my family? What might that look like for my friends? What might that look like for my community? What might that look like? So we can we can work from that place of the what if? What if? And so that expands our idea of what is possible, expands the idea of possibility. And we turn our attention there rather than turning our attention to the fears that may be lingering or that we may be experiencing. Because by continuously placing our faith in the fear, we're perpetuating that. We can't break free from the fear if we're placing our faith in the fear. If we are constantly saying that, yes, this reaffirms that, yes, this reaffirms that, yes, that reaffirms this, yes, that reaffirms this. So we have the opportunity here to inquire, to be curious, to open to a different possibility for our lives individually and collectively. And we do so through question, through inquiry. And as we begin to see things shift and change, our faith is no longer placed in fear. Our faith is then placed in possibility. Our faith is placed in hope. Our faith is placed in love. Our faith is placed in oneness. Our faith is placed in unity. Our faith is placed in wholeness. Our faith is placed in the high ideal. Our faith is placed in each one living their highest potential. Because together we demonstrate again and again and again that this works. Principle is not bound by precedent. Just because something was doesn't mean it has to be. Doesn't mean that it always has to be. The world of effect, the realm of effect, which we are all living in, the realm of effect comes to pass. Everything in it comes to pass, meaning that it comes to pass. Nothing is permanent in this physical realm. It's the temporal realm. It is all temporary. So just because there's something that happened in the past doesn't mean that it has to be perpetuated now, does not have to mean that it's perpetuated into the future, because the principle itself is not bound by precedent. But we have to be open. We have to be curious. We have to allow. We have to question. It's a question of faith. So what is it that you are questioning today? What is it that you are willing to look at today? What is it that you are willing to change today? Or what is it, not even necessarily that you're willing to change, what is it that you're curious about today? What is your what if today? Your what if? What if? So I invite you this day and this week to be with this question of faith. What if? Form your hypothesis, run your experiments, analyze the results, and then ask again, what if? Form your hypothesis, run your experiment, analyze the results. What we teach is an inquiry into consciousness, a systematic, methodical study, an inquiry in consciousness. So how big is your life? Depends on how big your question is. What if? What if? So let's come together in consciousness now. And resting into this magnificent field of consciousness, the glorious, the one, the magnificent, the all in, all as all. I recognize here and now that there simply is just this one power, just this one presence. And it lives, moves, breathes, and has its being in, through, and as all of creation. It is consciousness itself that has brought forth manifest form. It is the order that places the stars in the sky. It is that same order that functions through and as the physical being on planet Earth. It is the peace that passes all understanding. The peace, the stillness that is at the very center of all of creation. And it is all of creation bursting forth, emanating from this still point. It is the beauty of the heavens. It is the beauty of the planets. It is the beauty of life itself. And it all unfolds under a divine wisdom, the wisdom of itself. The law of itself. The law that is immutable, that never changes, that always is, and it is the isness, the allness and the fullness. It is the totality And in recognizing this, I recognize that I am that. That the totality of my being, because there is only one life, because God is all there is, spirit is all there is, consciousness is all there is, then the who of who I am has to be that as well. There is nothing else for me to be. Therefore, I am the divine wisdom, I am the divine power, I am the divine presence, I am the divine peace, I am the divine order and harmony. That is the very nature of my being. It is the totality of who I am. I'm inseparable from that. Because there is only this one. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone present here this day and for all of life. Each is a divine manifestation, impartation, and emanation of this one life. This one perfect, whole expression. And so I speak my word here this day for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. For each one present and all of life. I open to the curiosity. I allow myself to inquire, to be still, to go within and listen to the divine wisdom that is inherent within me and make inquiry there. Spirit, what would you have me know this day? Spirit, I know that there is something greater here this day. I know that there is a high idea for my life and for life on the planet, and I open to be receptive to hearing and receiving that. And I align myself with it. I align my consciousness. I place my faith and my trust in the law that always says yes. Knowing that the truth is revealed. Knowing that whatever need I may have, it is already fulfilled because it was already given in the beginning. Through the ever-givingness of life itself. I rest and trust and know and have faith that the divine maintains and sustains its beloved creation. Therefore, the divine maintains and sustains me in everything I need. I lack nothing. It has already been given. And so I open my consciousness with a receptivity, a willingness to receive. And because I know that there is just this one, I know that I never walk alone. Sometimes I may stumble, I may falter, I may get caught in appearances of fear. And I bring myself back, remembering who I am, remembering that I walk with spirit as spirit, that I am never, ever alone. I am never, ever separate from. Therefore, I trust and know the wholeness and the perfection. I trust the love and the law. Having complete faith in it, I give thanks for the demonstration. I give thanks for the strength and conviction and knowing that I know, that I know, that I know. And I release this word. Absolutely positive that it is already done. That I need do nothing. That spirit has got this. Because spirit is this. And all that is. I let it be. And so it is.
This is a beautiful song called Lean Into Me. I hope you enjoy it. Darkness closes in, you can't find your way. The doubts you drag around only seem to say, how can you make it on your own? Remember, you're never alone. Lean into me, I will raise you up. Gather your faith and we'll walk on water. Hold out your hand when you can't let go. Let go and lean into me. You're longing to be filled with peace that overflows. You hear my quiet voice. Just be still and know, in every sacred silence, I'm only a whisper away. Lean into me, I will raise you up. Gather your faith and we'll walk on water. Hold out your hand and you can't let go. Let go and lean into me. With every leap of faith comes the risk you take. Slip and stumble, leave what you know behind. On the edge you'll find I won't let you fall. Lean into me, I will raise you up. Gather your faith, walk on water, hold out your hand, can't let go and lean into me. Let go and lean into me. Let go and lean into me.
Thank you, Jabel. It's one of my favorite songs from Stephen Mitchell. It's a song that I've leaned into many, many times throughout the years. And so it's beautiful to hear you singing that from the center this morning. So thank you, Jabel. How wonderful. So we are moving into that time where it is an opportunity for you to consider contributing to the Center for Spiritual Living, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I want you to know that your conscious contributions just keep pouring in, and it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. You are supporting everything that we do here in the world. Each one of you is a member of this community, is a part of this community, and each one of you is contributing to a world that works for everyone and all of creation. Each one of you is contributing to emboldening each other and us in living our highest potential through that transformative power of love. Each one of you makes a difference. Each one of you, with every time you contribute, it is an expression, and it is an opportunity of practicing the faith that we've been talking about this morning, of testing that hypothesis and seeing the results. And we are seeing the results, and it is absolutely beautiful and magnificent. So I want to thank you for your conscious contributions today and throughout the week. One of the easiest ways to contribute to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living is through text to give. So if you have your phone, it's nice and easy. You simply type in 951-419-5858, type in the amount, and hit send. It's that easy. Or you can also go to our website, RiversideCSL.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the word contribute, and you can contribute right there. It's super simple to do it there. And if you want to give to our 2 or more buildings and grounds account or fund, what have you, that helps to maintain the building, you can also do that right there up in the upper right-hand corner under the contribute button of our website. Once again, RiversideCSL.org. So I want to thank you again for all of your conscious contributions. They are much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so let's sing and celebrate together our richness and just dripping in love, dripping in joy, dripping in peace. Here we are.
Here we go. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich. Here we go. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich.
Okay, just a few reminders for you before we sign off and move over onto Zoom. That's the first thing I want to share with you, is that immediately following service here, immediately following our online gathering, we will be jumping over onto Zoom for Beyond the Message, a conversation. So where we will have the opportunity to discuss with one another more about what we've talked about this morning here in our online gathering. So there's an opportunity there. So the Zoom ID for that is 249-395-737. Once again, the Zoom ID for that is 249-395-737. So I am super excited to share with you that Spirit Groups is now open. Our Spirit Group signups are now available. You can go to our website, RiversideCSL.org, and you will see the Spirit Groups there across the banner. And it looks just like that. That's the little logo that you see there. So if you click on that, that'll share with you the different groups. We have 8 different groups starting at the end of the month. We have a men's group. We have a women's group. We have a crafty group. We have a group that is looking to finish up your 5-minute projects, working on those together. There are groups for you if you're new to New Thought or you're new to Riverside CSL. There's a group for you there as well. There is all kinds of stuff there. So I invite you to go to our website, check out the Spirit Groups, choose one of the 8 groups that are open, and think about signing up. Sign up for just one. I know that there's a lot there. When we were looking at it, it's like, I want to be part of every single group. I don't know how I'm going to decide. But you want to make sure that you just choose one, okay? So go to the website, RiversideCSL.org, and look at the Spirit Groups that we have starting, and choose one, and you can go ahead and express your interest there. There's a little form you'll see. You can express a little interest there, and we'll get you signed up. I'm looking so forward to being in this small group community structure that allows for a greater intimacy, allows for more fun, allows for going deeper together, allows for greater connection, and allows for greater inquiry. Not inquiry. Not inquisition. Not inquisition. We'll just go with curiosity. How's that? Because the word is not coming to my mouth. It's just not. So it's a lot of fun. We played all of the hosts for the group. Yesterday we played Pictionary on Zoom, what a blast. We've got some really great artists in our group, so that was a lot of fun. So something for you to check out. So make sure you check out spirit groups. The next thing we have coming up this Thursday is the Animal Memorial Service.
Sorry.
There we are. The Animal Memorial Service, facilitated by ordained animal chaplain Jeannie Kataoka. That will be on Zoom at 7 p.m. And you can also find the link to that on our website. So please, if we want to honor you if you have had an animal pass recently or even not so recently. This is an opportunity to remember your animal companions and the love the unconditional love that they are and that they bring to our lives and that they share with us. So this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So once again, that is on Thursday, the 17th. And then finally, next week, Monday, we have the International Day of Peace on the 21st. And there are a couple of different events. There will be an in-person event at the center. There's one at 7 a.m. and then one at 5:30. You'll have the opportunity to make sure that you have your masks. We will be outdoors and we will be physically distanced from one another, but at least we'll be able to see each other. And there's an opportunity to create prayer flags and to view prayers from different faith traditions. So that's happening both at 7 a.m. and at 5:30 p.m. And then we also have an online meditation via Zoom at 1 o'clock for the International Day of Peace. So make sure you join us for that. And yes, it is inquisitiveness. Thank you, Therese. Thank you, Neil. That is the word I was trying to say. It was not coming. So thank you. I appreciate that. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. And I receive it. Because love lives here. I love you. Peace and blessings. See you soon.
Hi, everybody. I know you know this, and we're just going to have fun with it. I miss you all. I really miss Wayne right now because usually he would be playing the banjo with us. So, Wayne, if you're watching, I miss you. Aloha, too. Here we go. I'm going to lay down my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. I'm going to lay down my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. Now I want you to sing it with me. You guys ready? I'm gonna lay down my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside.
Lift
I'm gonna
up.
lay down my heart and sing right here in Riverside, right here in Riverside. All right, love you all. Have a great Sunday. Thanks, Max. Thanks, Matt. And thank you, Manuel.
Remember, we're lifting up our hearts, not laying them down. Lift them up. All right. Love you. Peace and blessings. See you soon. Lay down your heart. Sounds like you're like.
Love